Hello and welcome to the SRC Racing. Just let me sort my sound out, my apologies. It's the first time I've done this since I've reinstalled my computer, so there may be some gremlins, there may be some sound issues, but I'm sure we'll get there. We're racing a Spa today in the Porsche Cup. This is season 2. As you know, quite a tricky car. To add to that, there's a bit of a curveball in it. The race starts 8 o'clock in the evening. And the time multiplier is ×3, so it finishes probably about 12:30, 1:15 in the morning. Not literally, obviously. No idea what's going to happen today. There's only 9 drivers on track. The Porsche Cup isn't well attended, but I'm sure they're going to give us a good race. We're just waiting for pre-practice to finish, and then we'll be going into qualifying, which is a 25-minute session. And then the race will last 70 minutes with a mandatory tyre change. So that means every driver has got to do a change on the tyres. Failing to do the change on the tyres will result in a 1 minute 30-second penalty. You may be tempted to do that with it being Spa, but the pit lane is a minute. So you're always going to be 30 seconds down regardless. So doing your pit stop and possibly a splash and a dash works really, really well. The other thing to consider is the tyre wear. I don't think it's too bad because you get the opportunity to change your tyres. The issue becomes as the temperatures drop, the tyres do start to go cold and therefore less grip. So one of the challenges for the drivers is to try and pick the right PSI to keep the temperatures and the tyres in that attacking zone so they can carry on doing the fast laps. So I'm going to go into free practice. And what we'll do is we'll go on board with someone who's out on track at the moment, which is David Gerrard. If someone can just put in the notes in the stream if the quality is good enough and the sound levels are good, that'll really help me. Because I say it's the first time I've done this since I've done my rebuild and the volumes might be a bit off. So if you can hear the cars in the background, that's the thumbs up. If you can hear me okay, that's the thumbs up. And we'll take it from there. Let's see who's in the chat. We've got Ollie, from Down Under. We've got Kai. Hi, Kai. We've got Mr. Howells joining us. Not too sure if there's anyone else, but at the moment, you're all welcome. Oh, Mr. Wolfslain is joining us, and he will be on track, I believe. No doubt banging in them really fast laps. He's my favourite to win today. But we shall see. He really knows how to push the car, but this car is a bit of a beast. And as the temperatures drop, I do think the potential of the tyres causing a problem for 1 or 2 drivers might be an issue going through Radion and Eau Rouge. Evening, Mark. Hope you're well. Hope you can hear me clearly. As I said, if someone can just give me a bit of a thumbs up, say the stream's clear, and obviously you can hear me okay. The stream should be running at 1080p, 60 frames per second, so it should be decent. Anybody who catches up later, obviously it needs re-rendering, but it does look okay for me, and hopefully it does for yourselves as well. Cheers, Ollie. Thanks for the confirmation. I am hoping to remove the tower at some point. I've been busily working on my own version of the tower, which has got a Formula 1 feel to it. Still in its infancy, shall we say, but it'll work differently, and basically it'll do a lot more than what the old traditional ACC TV did. So as soon as I've got that finished, I'll be using that. It does let me do all the cameras, more cameras actually than ACC Control does. So yeah, that's going to be useful in relation to that. I can do the chase cam in my version. Whereas in the ACC one I can't. There's just a few things wrong with mine at the moment to do with the timing tower and the position of the cars. It's a bit backward, but I'm using the software they've provided or the API, so I've just got to learn it. So if I just switch this timing tower on, you might see my version. Ignore the white bits around it. That's just the form I'm playing with at the moment. But what you'll see is the driver number, the position, the car they're in, the drivers, and we'll be putting the flags in there, the country, and then that will be the gap. If the driver gets the fastest lap, their position number will turn purple. And if a driver's looking like they're on a fast lap, obviously it'll flash purple. If a driver's close, their split will be red. If the driver's a distance away, it'll be green. If they're getting close, it'll be amber. So what you should be able to see eventually is me building up and replacing the tower that you get with ACC, which is the one above, with this tower. There'll be a lot more information I'm going to be able to display as well. So it'll do the fastest lap, it'll do the podium, it'll do driver of the day, and things like that for us. So quite useful, really. But I'm going to take that off the screen now, because I'm sure you don't really need to see that. But it's looking all right. Hi, Jorgen. Let me get back to the game and let me shut down me VB in the background, just to give your processor a bit more of a break. You might have seen one or two little lags then. So I would have raced this, but I did Monday, Tuesday, and 70 minutes is quite a lot. So I'm going to give myself a bit of a break. I thought I'd stream the race today. I'll be back on track again at the weekend for hopefully that full grid on Sunday, which should be good fun. So who's our money on? Are we all going for Peter, or are we going for a surprise? Gerard's always good, pit bits. He's always good at getting used to the Porsche Cup. And if he keeps it on track, I think he'll do well. Mr. Rogers. So I'm going to put it out there as a starting point. I reckon Peter's going to get pole. Peter's going to win the race. I think Rogers might get second and Gerard might get third. But we'll see. I want to start a bit of a fun competition. Game sound is a bit low. Thank you, Mark. I can increase that. So just give me a second. Tell me when you think the level's better. Okay, I've increased the sound level on the game. Can you let me know how that sounds, please? I'll go into a car, because obviously I'm not on a camera at the moment. If I go interior, how does that sound? Obviously, when I speak, it should lower the volume, and then when I stop speaking, the volume should come back up again. Or do you need it louder? If you need it louder, I'll do it through the game, because I'm doing it through OBS at the moment. Just let me know, guys. Once I've got the levels set, the levels will be set. Bit more, right? Okay, so I'm gonna have to do it in game. So let me go into the options, audio, and let me increase this a little bit more. Okay, so we've now gone to quali. Does that improve the volume at all, or do I have to go more? Anyone? I'll wait for feedback. More, right. More? Can I have some more? Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put this on full volume. I'll have to turn my speakers down because they'll come and you get feedback through me. That is interesting. I've got to try and alter the volumes between. So I've just turned that up. Right, can I boost the volume? Oh, is that perfect now? Alright, cheers. I'll go with that then. I'm not going to battle if it's perfect. I'll leave it at that. Thanks, Mark. So we come to the end of another week. It's been, I think everyone's still trying to recover from Sunday with 40 cars on track. And I must say, for those who raced on that day, that was an absolute awesome spectacle having that many cars on track. Yeah, qualifying was a bit difficult because obviously you've got to consider it was Donington, and 40 cars, even for Donington, is quite a bit of a challenge. But I think when you've experienced 40 cars, you want to race like that again. We still have we had one or two minor incidents, I think it's fair to say, but in general, the opening part of the lap was very, very clean. There was a bit of door knocking, but I don't think there was a pile up, so to speak. Consider some of the pile-ups we've had in the past where you're talking 10, 15 cars. I think we got off lightly. And actually in the whole race, the incidents that occurred were driver error, missing the braking points and stuff like that. But in the grand scheme of things, I think the number of incidents was minimal. So, all the drivers really needed a bit of a pat on the back there for that. So it was quite pleasurable, shall we say. I'm going to try and do something here. But I don't really want to upset the stream. I'm going to try and do a different timing tower. No, I'm not going to bother doing that. Because it shows yellow flags on the timing tower. And I wanted to do that, but yeah, I'm not going to try and mess around with that because it takes too much messing about. We've got 10 drivers at the moment. I'll tell you what, I'll have a go. Might disrupt the stream from a display perspective, but let's see if I can do it. So I need interesting. I'll see what it is I'm after. There it is. So we know what comes on the screen at the moment. If it does in fact come on the screen, won't do. So I've got it switched off. Or I'm going to try and put the names, and then I'm going to put the deltas next to them. So the deltas will show you the gap, so you'll be able to see what I see. So let's see, using the wizardry of technology, if I can get this right for you, and then I'll switch the in-game one off because this will be much better. So this is me testing my skills now within Streamlabs. No, a bit too far that one, you reckon? Let's try that. That looks alright, happy with that. And the right ones. More. Oh, too much. I want a bit more than that, I think. Probably 1150. Yeah, because that'll give us the pit and it'll give us the colour, like that. Top, I need to take about a bit more. You'll see me trying to work out all my wizardry now, and how you can get things to look half decent in. That's all right. On the bottom, I want. That's a good starting point now. Okay, we'll go with that. That gives us the drivers. I am going to switch off the in-game tower, but I'm going to add something to it. So that tower's gone. I'm now running my tower. And what I'm going to do, as you can see there, I'm just going to get rid of the chroma key on it as well. It's got a chroma key. I don't really need the chroma key on it, so just let me remove the chroma key, the colour key. There you go, that's better. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add another window, and I'm going to put next to that the splits. Okay, so you'll get to see the pit stop, you'll get to see the flags, and you'll get to see the splits. So just bear with me a sec, and then I can use this in the future. Window catcher. Isn't it all good fun? It'll be in time for the race, so let's not worry about it. And qualifying still got 18 minutes to go. So, okay, ignore what's on the screen there. As I said, I've got to now split the times out. So, a bit more. Oh. Yeah, that'll do. Up. Right. A bit too much, a bit too ambitious there. And again. Yeah, that's looking good. Bottom, I think it was 420. I'm just going to find what I'd set. Come on, splits. Looking too bad. I need to... I'm just going to look at what I've put against the other one. You're all sat there bored, aren't you now? While I try and work this out. Transform. And it's 360, 110 at the top, 360 at the bottom. There you go. So we've got on the screen now, I've got the times, I've got the pit indicator, I've got the flags, and I've got the splits. And as you can see, the splits are green and red as well, which does help a little bit. So give me a thumbs up if you like that. If you don't, I'll switch it off. It's as simple as that. It looks alright to me, but what am I to know? Cheers, Ollie. Looks bloody brilliant. Try and get the bottom of that second one. Looks perfect to me. Happy with that. Right, so who's doing what? You can see the times yourself. I don't have the lap times on the screen, but you know, I could put the lap times on as well. Can the delta splits be made a bit brighter? Oh, you mean the red and the green? Good question. They're out of my control really, because they're actually controlled by another application. I'm just taking what that application's brightening the red a bit. Ooh. I'll have a go. This I've never tried, so I'm really trying it here now. Unless anybody's a wizard knows how to do it, I'm open. I am open to. No, that's too. Okay, so that's changed it a little bit. Now, Howells. I'll change the car it's on, actually. I'll put it onto Christopher while I try and do this. So what I might be able to do... Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. That made it very unreadable. Oh, no. Nope, that completely killed it. You'd think it'd be easy to change the colour, wouldn't you? Hi, Andres. Right, I'm trying to think. I was doing the back bit. Unfortunately, I'm struggling to do that. Such a simple request, I know. What I might try is just increasing the brightness on that one, if it'll let me do it. No, that really killed it, didn't it? Oh, and that killed it even more. Oh, why can't it? Something so simple be changed? No, that's not done anything either. Oh. I may as well put the original tower back on, Anna. It really didn't help that. Problem is the game doesn't like to change the colours either. The software, if I could have done it in the software, I'd have done that in the software. But no, it doesn't let you change the colours. Never mind. Anyway, we are where we are. Current leader, Mr. Wolfslinger. His best laps are 2:21.6, and the closest person to him is Henrik Kamara with a 2:23.3. He's then closely followed by Mr. Gerard, Mr. Cooper, Mr. Christopher. Looks like Mr. Rogers is struggling getting a lap in. He's really struggling at the moment, so we'll just sit on board with him a little bit. Now, when my tower's up and running, I'll have all them little problems ironed out, so it'll be readable. But I think I've got another couple of weeks left to do that when I can put time into it. Oh, that didn't quite go to plan, did it? Oops. Okay. Alright, so let's jump on board. Where's he going at the moment? I'm just trying to work out where he is. He's going around the fast bend. And he's coming into the sweeping left-hander. And then he'll be entering the bus stop, as we know. So first corner, we'll jump on board with him. And first corner he comes to is La Source, which is a right-hander. You're looking to take the corner near the wall here without hitting the wall, I think it's fair to say. And then get the power down as soon as possible, which is easier said than done in the Porsche. He has now gone fourth as Mr. Rogers with a 2:23.6. Then comes down the fast bit, gets the car left over the curb, and then goes up Eau Rouge and into Radion, which is the left-hander, just within track limits there. And then he's on the Kennel Straight. So the Kennel Straight is where you can get the car flat out as much as possible. The Porsche does have good acceleration and quite a decent top end. He'll be looking to brake before the... He's slowing down here, so he's not doing a full lap. Let's pick on someone else then. So Mr. Cooper has just come round La Source. So we'll sit on board with Mr. Cooper and see where he's going. He's really eased off, but he's within track limits and he's now on the Kennel Straight. Interesting question. I think you can only do it if I go and use the... Oh. Hold on, let's see. You don't really want that, do you? Because that's not really useful. Unfortunately, I didn't want that one either. I don't think you can get the full track map on when you're broadcasting, unless the software you're using provides it. Oh, I can show you that, but that's about it really. I can't really put that on the screen because I'm broadcasting mode. The Cooper's 3/10, 4/10 up here at the moment. So he's going to jump Mr. Rogers and Mr. Gerard as he stands, and he carries on. He's going to get second place as Mr. Cooper. You can see the red. Unfortunately, Nikos, the software we're using doesn't do the cockpit like that. Can you believe it or not? Mine does, but we're not using mine. Tell you what I'll try and do. I don't know if my PC will take it. Mine's got better camera management than the software I'm using, so let me see what I can do from a camera management perspective. Okay. So we're on board at the moment with Mr. Cooper. And what I can do is, from his perspective, I can do a proper cockpit view. That doesn't show the inputs, which is what you said you're after. But I've got wing view, I've got bonnet view, I've got heli view, chase 1, chase 2, which will get better for night time later on, TV 1 and TV 2. So I've got a few more cameras available than what the software offers. Mine just doesn't have the table, the splits properly at the moment. But we'll go with what we've got on screen because that's pretty useful. If I go to, I think what Nikos might be after actually. If I go to basic HUD, is that what you're on about, Nikos? So you can see the accelerator on the right hand side. Okay, keep that on then. So he's 5/10 up, 6/10 up here, 7/10 up, 8/10 up. So he's gonna go right up the table here if he can get this lap in. I'm gonna put him into 222 sixes, which will put him in second place easily. Yeah, he's lost a 10th there, but he's still flying, to be fair. 0.65 up. Yeah, he's lost another bit going through that corner. So he's now gonna struggle. He might still do second place, but he needs a really good corner here and to get the power down quickly, which he struggled doing. Let's see where he's gonna get. And it must have been a spoiled lap. Oh no, he did go faster. He just didn't go as fast as he's expecting. So at the moment, currently in pole, as we can see, he's coming through Lacombe and Malmedy. Is Mr. Wolfslaner, who is 1/10 up at the moment. As he comes into Bruxelles. Oh, and he's over-rotated. Let's go with Mr. Camera, who's going into the pits, trying to navigate his way. Rogers is just coming into the same area, so he's coming into Speaker's Corner. He's 4/10 up, 5/10 up, and he's going flat out now to the name that obviously the name here is Double Gauche. I'm sure we call it something else. 6/10 coming into Lafanya and Campus. He's kept good speed through there. Now into the left hand to keep the power down if he can. Always good to lose speed there sometimes. It's a good corner for losing speed. And this will take him into Stavolo. From Campus into Stavolo. And then past the house on the left onto Cor Paul Frere, which is get your foot down, and you can see he's lost 3/10 there. Flat out all the way round to Blanchimont. So I didn't notice before whether you've got a lift in the Porsche Cup. The GT4s you've got a lift. Yeah, he's lifted. He hasn't got the same downforce and grip as the GT3s. And you can see he's lost all his time. And this takes him into the bus stop, also known as the chicane. So he's gone from being 6/10 up. He's trying to get the power down. Oh, it was a good exit that. That might do him good. This could give him second, and it's put him in second place. So Rogers benefited from that. Let's go on board with Mr. Gerard. Mr. Gerard is 3/10 up at the moment. I'm just trying to work out where he is. He's coming up to Blanchimont at the moment. And he's nearly 4/10 up. He's managed to keep most of the power there. 3/10 will put him... Ooh, this is looking for second. Second place as it stands. Yeah, so where's he going to go? I think he's going to end up in third place. Yeah, just behind Mr. Rogers. So, that starting grid sound familiar? Isn't that what I said at the beginning? I know it's not over yet. And Gerard spun it. There's going to be loads of this tonight. I'm going to have to make sure my replay button's working, aren't I? I think it might be required tonight, the replay button. Let's go on board. There's only 2 drivers out on track at the moment. Christopher, he's trying to get into the green. As you can see, he's only a couple of hundredths into the green. Mr. Bailey, who's the second behind Mark, is currently in the red. And then Ambrogini's quite close to him behind that. And then there's Larson, Berger, and we've got PJ's joined. So I will have to change my window a little bit because he's now joined. So this is the only downside to the way I've done it. I'll have to change it so we can see PJ. Otherwise we'll miss him out. We can't be having that. So we're getting PJ into the view and he's coming up now. There we go. Magic. There's PJ. And let's do that on the other window as well. There you go. We've now got PJ in there. So PJ's going to have no qualification, so he's jumped in to start at the back. And Martin has gone slightly faster, but it's not going to be enough. Mark Christopher, that time he's got isn't going to do any good to him. And you can see he's backed out now. So that is our starting grid, in effect. Interesting. Go to the helicam. Because we know we're going to be in the pits anyway. Look at that grid. Funky cars. All nicely coloured. Just one missing, and that's Mr. Bailey, who's currently out on track. He's half a second up. Oops. Clicked the wrong one. I should have clicked on that one. He's lost time in that corner alone. Very easy in the Porsche to lose time. Andreas, I don't think early on you'll slip and slide. You tend to find when you've done your pit stop, your tyres tend to go after that pit stop at some point because the temperatures are just too cold. Even though you've got pressure in your tyres, I don't think they maintain the heat. And as we know, because the Porsche doesn't drive on its front wheels and it's very light at the front, I think the fronts will suffer on the Porsche, although as I've not been on track, I can't really confirm or verify that. So he's pretty much bang on with his time. He's just making a bit of time up here. He might be doing this for a personal best. He's got the power down well there. He's going to go over 2/10 up. It's not going to improve his time and his position, but it does make him a 2:24. Be back after this intro. So we're just waiting for the cars to line up on the grid. As you can see, that's a bit of a special Spa introduction, that hidden amongst the game files in Steam within the game. There is that video which is never used in the game, but obviously for Spa you can use it. Otherwise it's the normal one that comes with the Assetto Corsa Competizione. I do like that because it shows so much about this track. It shows it during the day, it shows cars going off, it shows it in the wet, cars going off, and it shows it in the evening when it's obviously under dark conditions. It's quite a nice introduction to this track actually. It is one of the faster tracks, one of the biggest tracks. And as we know, I think in the last 12 months it's actually been redefined. The corners at the bottom, Radion and Eau Rouge, they won't be in the game. Whether they'll put them in the game or not, I very much doubt it. Obviously licenses will be based on a track and the format. Maybe if ACC2 comes out or ACC3, they'll put it in there. But again, I'm not 100% certain, so we'll have to wait and see really what's going to go on with that. I'm just going to wait for the cars to form on the grid, and then we'll do a bit of a usual grid walk. I am open to put the grid walk into my software as well, so it does it for me, animated up the screen. But you know, never that straightforward, is it? Gotta try and find my mouse. Okay, I'm just setting me controls up so I can do the grid walk. I want to make sure the speed's right, height's right. Okay, I think now I'm good. Go to track, so there we go. Right. So in pole position, Peter Wolfslaner. Second position, Mark Rogers. Third position, David Gerrard. Fourth position, Enric Camara. Fifth, Mark Cooper. Sixth, Mark Christopher. Seventh, Martin Bailey. Eighth, Andrea Bergini. Ninth, Jorgen Larsson. 10th, Rainer Berger. And joining in the last minute is Petri Vitala. So they are our drivers. They are the drivers that are going to be taking part in the race today. And what we'll do is I'll change the cameras, and then we'll be ready to go. We've still got 30 seconds, so it's not too much of an issue in relation to that. Let's go to Helicam of Pit Bits. Quite a few cars you can see on the grid there, who are hoping to get a good start. Let's see how it goes. We go. Everyone should really put lights on, because you will forget during the race. I can see a couple have got the lights on, but I'm looking at one or two that don't appear to have the lights on. This is, it's all about the start. Not crashing, not losing it. Ignore the timing tower for the moment, the splits. In fact, what I'll do is I'll disable the splits at the moment because they're not going to be relevant. I'll put them on in a bit. Here we go. And it's off, off, off. Great start by Peter there. Has everyone got through okay? Looks like, I would expect so though. Everyone taking it a little bit easy. Even from the back of the grid there, it looks like we've made some good progress. So let's look at it from Petri's perspective. You can see all the way up the straight. Let's move forward a little bit. And Bailey's got a bit of a gap. And you can see the three guys at the front there, and then behind them you've got Mr. Cooper just trying to keep up with them from that perspective. So we'll use chase cam during the race for obvious reasons. It allows us to see people better in the dark. But I do think we're going to see Peter disappear into the sunset here. I'm not too sure if we're going to see a spinner early on with the tyres being cold, but we shall see. looking at the gaps. Obviously at the moment the gaps between the drivers. I think I might have a problem on my splits now as a result of that. Yeah, I'm going to defer back to the in-game time. Sorry guys, it doesn't do what I want it to do, so this makes more sense. And now I've got to start moving my graphics around. The joys of streaming, eh? There you go. Right, so we're on board with Jared. And I keep losing my blasted mouse. I'm running ACC in a window. What I'm going to do... Yeah, you can see the cars in front. Look, let's go to Kamara and Rogers. You can see Kamara's giving Rogers a bit of a battle there. Peter's now 2.6 seconds clear up at the front of the field. Or 2.3. But Kamara's very close to Rogers. Will he get a good tow? Good drive up. He's looking good there. Rogers got that better. Got the better of that one. Let's just go to the Mr. Christopher. Christopher's got a good run on Gerard here. Looks like he's going to make the pass. He's alongside. Who's going to flinch? Christopher's got it around the corner. That was great racing. Really good racing, that. And you can see now he's managed to pull away a little bit in relation to that. 3 PWS cars together. Christopher, Gerard and Cooper. I think we will see Gerard trying to battle back through the field, but 70 minutes is a long race. So anything could really happen. As of yet, I've not seen any yellow flags. So far so good. Mr. Bailey's got currently the fastest lap. Obviously he must have been quick on the first lap, with him being towards the back. Everything's looking good. See them coming through the trees there. I'm going to jump to Cooper. I'll tell you what, let's go to the wing of Jared. Because Cooper got very close then, but he's just backed off a little bit in that corner. So I think Cooper's looking quick. Alright, have we had a bit of an incident? Because Ambrogini has gone off. Let's try and do a replay. Not let me do a replay either. Fantastic. I've got no replay. I've got no stream deck. Brilliant. Just brilliant. It was all working before I did test that, believe it or not. But yeah, I'm kind of lost now. Yeah, he's quite a way back, so I think he's had a bit of a moment, possibly gone wide, and there's quite a few gaps starting to occur now. So Cooper is the closest guy on track to someone else, but he's still nearly a second off Mr. Christopher, Mr. Jared, and Gerard's a second off Mr. Christopher. Eric Kamara's 1 second off Mr. Rogers, and Rogers is 3.4 seconds off. So the gap between pole and the lead and the last pace person at the moment is currently 18 seconds, 19 seconds. So that's quite a big spread quite early on, and just show you the speed differentials between the different drivers. They're all seeming to do pretty well here, handling it. Berger is gaining on Larson, who's having a good bit of a battle there with Larson. Berger is in the Platinum, is in the Pro, whereas Larson is in the Am. So quite a big divide between these two drivers here. So Larson's doing a really good job. But you can see from the split on the screen, one second, over a second and a half I think the tyres are just starting to come good now, and Rayner's starting to flex his muscles, hence why he's closing in on Goran. But I do think he's going to catch Goran at some point. This is the closest battle on track as we speak. You wonder if Gerard and Chris are like that at work. I've no idea. I don't think they work together. So, well, that's hide on. You can see Goran's gained massively on Martin. So I think Martin's had a bit of a moment as well. He's got 3 cars battling out now. So let's go to the wing of Martin Bailey. We can see the 2 drivers behind him catching up. So Bailey's 6/10 up as well. But you can just see the other guys have got more confidence, although Goran's gone very wide there. That will be a track limits. I'm not sure whether he's going to get a warning, but that would have been track limits there. You can see he's braking much later than Martin. Gained a lot there. If he can get a good drive out, he's going to be in a good position. He's straightened that car up very well, did Goran then. Excellent control. They come into the source. Oh, Goran! Goran got a bit sideways. He's managed to keep it though. He did not hit the wall, and that means he's now been passed by Mr. Berger. So he just was a bit too exciting there with the. That's got to be a track warning. Crikey, Charlie was in another continent cutting that corner then. So I do think Bailey will have received a warning for that. It's a pity we can't see the warnings they've got available, because that would be interesting. Unfortunately, the game doesn't expose that, because I'd love to have shown that. So yeah, I can see Goran's just losing out a little bit, but Rayner is really putting pressure on Martin. It wouldn't surprise me if Rayner gets him in the next lap or 2. Are we going to have any drive-throughs today as well? As a result of going wide. I mean, this week in the Ginetta, on Monday in the pre-warm-up, I got 2 track warnings in the first 4 laps, and I thought I won't do that in the race. And then in the race, I got 2 track warnings in the first 5 laps. So I thought, great, you know, full race where you're sitting on your edge. That's what I've just been saying, Melvin. How many drive-throughs tonight are we likely to get? No idea. Yeah, Rayner's looking really fast here. I think as we get to Blanchimont, and coming out of Blanchimont, if Rayner can keep the power down, I think he'll get Martin before they come into the bus stop. He does seem to be carrying more speed, Rayner. Yeah, Martin's using all the track there he can. Because I don't think he wants to give the car severe movements, but Rayner's really on him here now. Is he going for the pass? He's going to go deep on the outside, then on the inside, I reckon. No, Martin's kept up both within track limits there. That was good going. He's not going to get him. Is he going to get him under braking? He's not indeed. There is another battle brewing, as you can see behind them. Andrew is catching up to Petri after his little vacation. There's little Lofsky on the track. Meanwhile, up at the front, all is quiet. Yeah, and these have all broke up a little bit now. So Martin's again. That's a very, very. He's cutting the line there, and man, I think Larson was the same. I might go on chase cam next time they go up there. I've not got chase cam on this one, and just see how far over the line they are, because that could be 2 warnings. That. Thing is, Don, you might say tactical track limit. If you're out of track limits, you're stuffed. No tactics involved. It's praying, I think. This is the closest battle, although Gerard, I'm just going to go to Gerard, because Gerard is 2 seconds up this lap, and he's gaining on Christopher at a rate of knots. So Gerard's been waiting for his tyres to come in, I reckon, and now he's really putting pressure. I mean, 2.4 seconds up on the guy in front, and the guy in front looks like he's down a bit of time as well. So he's looking really good here, is David Gerard. Let's see, though. So his lap could be... Mind you, don't know if his previous lap was spoilt. Yeah. His 23.7 there was spoilt, and Mr. Christopher's 23.8 wasn't. So he's definitely pushing it. And this lap 2 is spoilt for both of them, and that would have spoilt his lap anyway. So he's gained there, but he's gained as a result of going off track. Hi, Brian. Just to let you guys know as well, if you haven't already read it in Discord, we have now managed to set up a bank account, of which myself and Mark Rogers are the administrators of it. If you're in the UK, you can just do a straightforward bank transfer. If you're not in the UK and you still want to make a donation or a contribution to us running the league, if you contact one of the founders, they'll provide you with their email address for PayPal. You will receive receipt and confirmation of that. We will transfer that into the bank account. Obviously, that removes all the cost elements from our perspective. We will be publishing the money situation on a regular basis, so you can see transparency in everything we do. We feel that that's fair for you guys, you know, because you are the ones contributing, as we've contributed and will continue to contribute as and when. The bigger picture is, if the funds are great, we'll have a website, you know, that'll do everything for us. We might have a test server, or we could even offer an alternative form of racing. That doesn't mean we're going to do that. I mean, that's all for discussion if we do get the healthy funds together. But if we can keep 40 cars on track on a regular basis, the numbers are looking good. And I will say, we've had an influx of members joining the Facebook page who haven't yet registered in Discord. So another reason for stream is to try and get that attention and attraction and just see how good a race they get to see in relation to who's on the track. So I'm going to jump back to Berger. So Berger has gained again on Mr. Bailey. Berger's last lap was a 2:26.6. I do think he's being held up a little because the guy's in front are 3 seconds faster, and you can see he's carrying so much more speed through the corners as Rayner. And in fact, Goran's caught up now, so I do think there's a bit of a... I mean, you don't block in this game. You know, there's no such thing as tactical blocking. There's just very good defence. Yes, Brian, I'm aware of some contributions. They weren't seen as bribes. But thank you anyway, sir. So we've still got 55 minutes to go. That's a very wide line from Rayner. You can actually get a warning there. If you keep your foot planted, you will get a warning. So I'd love to be able to see who's on warnings already. It's alright for you, Brian. That I could have said brides. There could have been 2 brides waiting. But no, understood. Yeah. I'm going to go back. I'm going to switch between these and Gerard, because Gerard is he's not letting Mark get away, and they're actually reeling in Henrik in front of them as well. As you can see, Gerard's nearly a second up again this lap. So I do think Gerard's struggling being behind Christopher, and I think if Christopher wasn't there, he could possibly go a little bit quicker. But I also think this is going to let Cooper in. Now, interestingly enough, every driver, or more or less every driver, is doing invalid laps. I'm just looking here. There's only there's only a couple of drivers who have actually done valid laps in the last lap, so they are really struggling with this car. And as the tyres go off and the sun sets, that's going to get worse, I think. So I do think we might actually see a drive-through today. And amazingly, not that I want to curse it, no one's spun out as such. I know Goran nearly lost it earlier on, but no one's really done a spin and a donut and gone off track. This is where the battle is at the moment. Although I'm just jumping back. Rayner is right up the tailpipe now of Mr. Bailey. And just to see, you can just see how close he's putting pressure on him. Bailey's going, Bailey's 2 tenths up, but I think Rayner has got the better of him. He just needs a good run up, say, Kemmel Straight. But they're all keeping on terra firma. Yeah, Ollie, it's important actually to have practiced this track. I mean, I did some practice in the GT4 and I was gobsmacked on how different the tyres were. But it did allow me to adjust my tyres for the red. Crikey, Goran's going into another state there. He went that far off. It's amazing how far off your tyres can actually go if you don't sit and work on it. Goran gained a lot of time there, but you can see behind them Andrew, who's passed Vitala, which we've missed, and I think Andrew has actually passed. Has he managed to pass? Oh, he's going to go up the inside, is he? Goran got a little bit of a twitch as he come round the bus stop. Ambrogini's made a good pass there, and he's now moving forward. Well done, Andrew. Good pass that. Yeah, it was down to Lawson. He made a bit of a twitch in his car. But this is the only battle now. They've all managed to separate a little bit. Let's have a quick rundown. So this is Peter. Peter is leading by 13 seconds. And as you can see, he's holding the purple lap, a 2:22.1. Which is 1.5 seconds faster than anybody else on track. So he's really got this car absolutely nailed. But we did see him go off in qualifying and in practice. So, it's not necessarily a done deal with this car. He's just got great car controllers, Peter. Then got Mark Rogers. 13 seconds behind, 2 seconds in front of Henrik. Again, let's see how stable his car's looking. You can see he's touching the throttle, but it's very much like a bit of a midwife pulling a child out. He doesn't want to pull. He doesn't want to press too hard. And you can see now the headlights are starting to impact on the hoardings, so the sun is definitely starting to come down. And then behind that we've got Henrik, who's 1.2 seconds in front of Mr. Christopher. He's just gone a little wide. That's within track limits. He would have been all right there. And let's see how his car control is as he comes through Blanchimont. Yep, nice control there. Again, it's easing off as required. Mark Christopher, who's 8 tenths in front of David Gerrard behind him. But as you can see, Christopher is trying to catch Henrik just round the curb a little bit. It's not something I'd want to do in the Porsche. You've got more chance of spinning the wheels. And then David Gerrard, as you can see in front of him, is Mark Christopher. He's 1.2 seconds ahead of Mark Cooper, who's the guy behind him. David Gerrard, they're very, very gentle on the throttle, understanding if you put your throttle down there, you are likely to spin out. Then we got, Mr. Cooper. He's 2:20 seconds in front of Mr. Bailey. So these guys really, I would say, are the front runners. Although there is still 20 seconds between Mr. Cooper and Peter. So, 20 seconds there, but he's 20 seconds clear of the car next to him. So, Bailey is 4 tenths in front of Berger, so Berger's catching up again. Interesting gear change into the... Right, that tells me he's on multiple limits. He was very, very tentative going through there. He changed gear early, which makes me think he was desperate to make the corner. I think Bailey's on track limits. He's on warnings. I could be completely wrong. But you can see he was very slow through there, and that's allowed Berger to pass him. I think we'll see Berger disappear now, but he's got 20 seconds to catch Mark Cooper. At this point, I'd say unlikely, but it's the Porsche Cup. The conditions are cooling down. The tyres will become slippy as they get colder, so anything could happen. We could meet our good old friend Barry R. And we've had an incident. So what's happened here? Mr. Kamara has lost his position. He's just over-rotated as he's come through Bruxelles. And he's going to try and take him off track. Oh, that's Mr. Cooper with the balls of steel there. And he's managed to... Have they kept it between them? They're both keeping it in there, aren't they? Wow. He's got the inside line up here. He's going to claim the corner. That was interesting. Wow. So, Kamara did hit the barrier there, but not hard. So I think he's possibly got away with that. We'll have to see how he does. No one's yet pitted. Let's go to Ambrogini, as he is putting pressure on Bailey, although he's gone very wide there. Let's see how Bailey takes Orouge and Raddy on this time. Because I think as he goes up Orouge, he's going to drop it a cog. Let's see if he does it again. Let's go on board with Bailey. Because he seemed to put it into 5th gear quite early on, which tells me he wanted to... Oh, he's just gone wide. Berger's just gone wide. And that tells me Bailey's got the cornerback. And Ambrogini... Oh, no, Berger has kept it absolutely planted there. Wow. That was great if he's... Yeah, very early on the change there. Oh, Berger's going sideways. Oh, what the... Oh my word. And Ambrogini's took them both. What a move by Ambrogini there. Let's go back and watch that again. So Ambrogini's at the back. Bailey's too close, so he has to ease off so he doesn't make contact. And we can see that Ambrogini takes the pair of them as Bailey has to make a bit of a dive to get out the grass. And Ambrogini has gained 2 places in 1 move. Excellent bit of racing. And Goran Larsson's now on Bailey. And we're going to go to Christopher, wing cam. And you can see Gerard is right on him now. He's really putting the pressure on. Now this could be to do with the tyres. I'm expecting them to pit anything from 40 down to 20 into the race. 40 minutes down to 20 minutes into the race. So they'll be running quite a big tank of fuel at the moment. The car will become looser as the fuel comes off as well, because it'll become lighter and obviously won't have the stability it has under fuel, because the Porsche Cup does run well with a high fuel tank. Yeah, Larsson's really putting pressure on Bailey. As you can see there. He's got a great run there. Bailey must have had a bit of a... Is he going to make the pass? He needs to get this corner right. No, he's eased off. There's still a few little battles going on. No one has yet decided to pit. Off through that corner well. Exciting stuff, he says. So see Goran's going down there quite aggressively compared to... Oh, and we have our first pit. Petrie's pitting. He's our first pit. We'll use this time in the pits as a guideline to whether it's a good lap or not, a good pit stop or not. Obviously, you can go to the toilet while you're going down the pits here. It's such a long pit straight. So we'll keep an eye on what he's doing in the pits, and we'll go back on board with David Gerrard, because David Gerrard's 7/10 up on his fastest lap, which is a 24.4. The drivers now seem to be getting to grips with the car, because most of them are putting decent laps in now, as in clean laps, rather than dirty laps. This guy's really on it here, isn't he? Looks like Christopher's car's sliding a bit more. I wonder if Gerrard's took less out of his tyres. The possibility is here Christopher is probably going to get done on the pit, because I think Gerard will probably stay out and will carry more speed. Alternatively, Gerard could pit early and then use his out laps to pull away from Christopher. Neither's doing that. I mean, if you do that, the other driver's got to come in with you at the same time for that to work, really, for you to try and hold it off. If you stay out a few laps, your tyres will just deteriorate, because they are 1 second slower than they were at the start of the race. I know it's getting darker and the conditions are getting darker, but they are significantly slower than when the race started, and they are losing fuel as well, so you'd argue they could be going quicker. So I'm wondering whether anyone's suffering with the tyres. PJ is still in the pits. He's coming out now. So he's been in the pits for... I'll tell you if it tells me. No, it's not recording his pit stop, which is not really helpful, but never mind. Yeah, he lost a good over a minute in the pits. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. What's happened with Bailey? Let's have a look. So Bailey looks like he's come round the source and done a full 180. Yep. He's got away with that. A full 180. So I think there's a possibility he could lose a place here too. Well, it depends on how good PJ's pit stop was actually in comparison. But let's go back to the battle of Berger and Andrew Ambrogini. Hi Terry. Seriously need the rear cam, don't we? The chase cam. Just needed so much as that chase cam. I'm going to put chase cam on through my software, so... Okay. Because the chase cam, when it starts getting dark, is really good. Well, let's go on the chase cam of Berger. There you go. This is the closest battle on field, and you can see there Andrew Ambrogini in front of him. I'll control the cameras from mine. Makes more sense, doesn't it, really? No, not tech issues. I reinstalled my machine, Terry, and I don't have ACC TV anymore because the license expired on it. So I've had to reset up all my Streamlabs from start. So that's not an issue. I've got all the sound levels right. But I'm using my own software to control the cameras, because the software race control that I think obviously we use doesn't support chase cam. So obviously my software supports chase cam and a few other cameras. So I'm using my software to control the cameras, but using the ACC control to see the split times, because mine's still in its infancy for that side of things. The splits I didn't see as important. I wanted it to do the good stuff, the toys. My tower's more like a Formula 1 tower, so it doesn't have the full name. It has the initials that's on the car. It has the car logo, the gap. It'll have purple if the fastest lap and stuff like that. So it's a variation on the theme, to be honest. Right, we have got cars pitting. So Gerard's pitted and Bailey's coming to a halt. So what will be interesting here is PJ is 1 minute 13 behind and gaining. So is PJ going to get him on the pit stop? So you can see where PJ is at the moment. Yes, he's just going through Bruxelles now. I reckon Bailey's got a good 30-second stationary, at least for the tyres. And I think it's 30 seconds into the pits. This is going to be quite close, this, in relation to Bailey coming out. No, Bailey's going. 30 seconds up on Vitala. So Vitala's pit stop was really bad. He must have, unless he had to play with his car settings in the pits, which hindered him a little bit. Right, I'm going to go back to Mark Christopher, because he's just managed to take Rogers. I was going to say he's eased off there. That'd have been, I would have said that would have been an illegal overtake, because he did go off track there to gain on Rogers. So Gerard's pitted. So the question mark here is Gerard going to gain and get Christopher? But surprised Rogers has been caught by Christopher, to be honest, because Rogers did seem to be out, and now I'm wondering whether he's got tyre problems, and are we going to see Rogers or Christopher jump into the pits? So I was pretty much right with me 40 minutes left for the pit stops. And at the moment, 2 of my drivers in the top 3 are what I predicted. So I'm just waiting for one more to see if I can get that nailed on as well. So I could end up with 3 out of 3 here. Peter will pit late. You can see Rogers there's gone really wide. I think Rogers has had a moment, actually, because he's pulled off again here. He's accelerated off. So I think he's gone wide somewhere and had to reel it back in. Gap behind Christopher's 2 seconds from Mark Cooper. The only other guy on a charge at the moment is Rainer Berger, as he tries to recatch Andrew Ambrogini. Andrew managed to get past them before because they made a great overtake on the Kemmel as a result of the 2 Martin and Rainer battling. Good drive there, still not pitting. We've got a yellow flag. Ooh! What's happened here? That looks pretty bad. That his windscreen's not looking healthy. It looks like PJ on his pit stop. Don't put your foot down on the grass. You controlled it there. Oh. It wasn't that bad. It didn't seem that bad, to be honest. Oh, and he's gone. Well, I don't know if he's gone, but his car's not there anymore. Oh, it is there. It's just a replay. So Rogers and Christopher in front. Let's go back to that. Bailey got out of the way well there. Larson's now pitted. Goran from 8th position. I think they're going to pit at the same time here. I think Christopher's going to wait for Rogers. And when Rogers pits, Christopher's going to follow him. Because he's got the best opportunity of knowing where he is then, rather than trying to rush his pit stop. Let's see. But oh, he's sliding it. He's sliding it. He's kept it. But he's lost a lot of time there. Look at the shadows in the background. Awesome. Yeah, Christopher's really pushing his car there. I think if you're sliding that much, you might want to consider pit stopping. He's going very wide now into the corners. It looks to me like his tyres have started to go off. And Cooper is now closing him down a little bit. Yeah, Rogers pulled away now. So I think Christopher's tyres are starting to look a bit worn, shall we say. Who's going to blink first between these two? Are we going to see cars into the pit? Neither of them. That is interesting. Meanwhile, Gerard is making inroads. Cooper's pitted, so Cooper has gone into the pits. This could work really well for Cooper because he just started gaining on Christopher. Now his tyres will be struggling when he comes out, but he will then be able to put fast laps in. For every lap Christopher stays out, he could be as quick as a second a lap faster. Yeah, Christopher's lost the gap now. So Ambrogini's past, Cooper's now dropping down. And he's still not made his stop yet. Larson's having an adventure. What's he done? Oh, he's just taken a shortcut, that's all. Okay, so he just took a shortcut there. And you can see he's coming back on at the left-hand side there. Again. And there's someone drifting the car. Henrik Kamara. So he's just passed these, but he looks like he's struggling with his car there, is Mr. Kamara. Again, I think his tyres could be going off. I don't think he's pitted yet. He certainly hasn't shown us pitted. Christopher's really dropping back now. Oh, I think he's dropping back. I mean, he's a second difference. Let me just change the timing tower. I want to see that split between them. I'll put that on. That split's a bit different, isn't it? And Peter's pitting. So he's gone early. He's gone on the 31st minute, more or less just after halfway. No more than halfway. And Rogers is also pitting. Interesting. Kamara is pitting too. And Berger is pitting as well. So most drivers are looking like they want to get the pits out of the way. It's going to be interesting. Sort that one out as they're all in the pits. Lamborghini's flying, but he hasn't done his pit stop. He's got a clear track in front of him. Really going for it. Great noise, that Porsche. Really good noise. Steamer's keeping themselves in the green for most of that lap. They're all sat there waiting to come out. Peter's moving. I would expect Rogers definitely. Yeah. Who's going to go first? And there's another car coming down. That's Rogers. So Rogers is on his way. Christopher's on his way. And then we'd expect Kamara to drop anytime soon if he didn't hit the wall. If he hit the wall, his delay will be longer. That tells me he's got damage. Gerard has managed to take Kamara. So has Cooper. So they've both managed to take Kamara there. So Kamara's lost out significantly. Yeah, Gerard's really putting pressure on Cooper now. Both drivers have pitted. Cooper pitted a lap early, so his tyres will just be coming into the, hopefully, into the window of operation. Obviously, bearing in mind if he's got his temperature, his PSI's wrong, he's going to struggle. And there's a Porsche gone wide there in front of them. That's Christopher. So they've caught Christopher up. He's on cold tyres. So let's go to... So Cooper's coming up to Christopher now. Let's see what happens. Is he going to get the run on him? Because Christopher's tyres in the corners will be... he will have to go a lot slower. And you can see under braking, there is gains being made there. And you can see Gerard's got the red arrow behind Cooper. So Gerard's really close as well. We've still got 28 minutes of this race to go. Yeah, he's got a good run there, Cooper. A bit quicker than Christopher there. Not going to be enough, but he did get a good run. It does take 2 laps to get your tyres up. Christopher could be in trouble on the Kemmel. Bit of a change of a gear there for Cooper. Try and keep the car stable. Get it balanced through the corner. Good drive out the corner there for both of them actually. And for Gerard behind. So Rogers is 4 seconds clear of Christopher now. So Christopher's definitely struggled on his outlap compared to Rogers. Rogers managed to get the power down. Again, good power down out the corners there. No one spinning. Ambrogini's now pitted from 2nd place. And that, I believe, is the last driver to pit. We have a yellow flag. Let's just have a quick look at what happened there. Do we see it? Oh, he's hit the wall, Kamara. He's over-rotated coming out the bus stop and he's hit the wall. There will be damage, but he will carry on. That could really give Berger an opportunity to catch him here. Berger is gaining on him, but we'll have to see how much damage Kamara's got on his car. Whether it upsets the handling or just slows him down. Because that could make you a target on the Kemmel. Back to this battle, this 3-way battle here. We're on board with Mr. Christopher here. Behind him we have Cooper. And behind that we have David Gerard, also known as Pit Bits. And I must say, the guys have had remarkable skills. Not been, I mean, I know we've had a couple of slides, but all in all, I don't think I've seen 2 cars make contact, first of all. And yeah, you know, there's only 11 cars on track. There was a bit of a slide there by Christopher. He's really fighting the demons with that car at the moment. We're actually, even when drivers have been racing, they've not managed to bump into each other. This tells me Christopher's got his tyre pressures wrong. He's not seeming to get temperature in his tyres, potentially here. He's really hitting them curbs. That can unstable the Porsche, that. Oh, look at the braking difference there. And that's give Cooper a chance, Gerard a chance on Cooper. Cooper very late on the brakes. Very late. And Gerard is now really putting pressure on Cooper. Let's look at that in a bit more detail. Got the power down well there as Cooper. You can see with his sector, his split just going up. He got the power down really well there. It's still a 3-way battle. This is not settled. Let me go who with Cooper. Let's chase camera Cooper. Actually, Gerard we want, don't we? Oh, Gerard's gone. Oh, we just kept that. Lives to fight another day. Let's keep on Cooper then. Gerard's made a mistake. It's cost him 2.5 seconds there. Peter's 30 seconds clear at the front. Looking at the times, he's not likely to catch anybody just yet. If he is, it's going to be Petri Vitala, but we'll see. But I'd be very surprised if he gets anywhere close to Bailey, Berger, possibly Larson from his overtaking. Cooper's got a bit of speed here. Oh, he put the loud pedal down a little bit too early there, because caused the car to sway a little bit. He probably wasn't overly happy with that. Well, it's looking rather dull on track now. I mean, I know we can say this is a battle, but it's not much of a battle, to be fair. Berger's gaining on Ambrogini a little bit, but not much in it, if I'm being brutally honest. Yeah, Cooper's losing out a little bit here. Larson's gaining on Bailey. He's within a second. Let's go to Larson. So Larson's taking wider angles in the corners there, whereas Bailey's really keeping it to the curb. Oh, he wants to be careful, don't get the power slide on the back end there and get the front to come round. Especially being on the curb, but he's managed to keep that off. He is gaining ever so slightly, Larson, here on Bailey. Yeah, he's gone a bit wide there. Still not had a drive through yet. They were all remarkably behaved, but last lap, for 4 of the 11 only did valid laps. Everybody else did an invalid lap. So you can look into that what you want, but they're still struggling with this car, I think it's fair to say. I must say, Ambrogini's having a great race. He's 2 places clear of 2 pro drivers, and he's an AM. He had that late pit stop, if you recall, as well. Bailey's just managed to pull away a little bit. I'm going to go jump forward to Berger. So Berger's now starting to catch Ambrogini after me saying he's having a good race. Berger wants his pro place back, and he wants to demote Ambrogini to where he believes he probably needs to be. As we know, catching's one thing, passing's another, and in a car that's as slippery as an eel, makes it a little bit more difficult because you've got to only pick your moment. Oh, he's gone wide there as Ambrogini. This is going to give Berger a good run. He's not going to be able to get him here, but it should allow him to really gain as we come up through Stavelot and then into Blanchimont. They're very gentle on the power there, aren't they? They're not trying to get the back end to spin round at all. Yeah, get the power down. So this is the bit where getting your speed down at the right point in time is important. Berger there within track limits. He's pushing. Going to jump back a little bit. Larson's right up Bailey's chuff now. For those who don't know what a chuff is, back end. Yeah, he's pushing it, Bailey. You can see his car's going wide a little bit there. Larson's definitely looking to get him here. Again, Larson, one of the AM drivers. He's putting pressure on one of the pro drivers. He's gone wide there, but you can see him putting the anchors on. Still not managed. That'll be a track limits warning, but that won't be a warning because he had the brakes on, so he would have been easing off on the power. Very close there. Very, very close indeed. I think that was one of them where you slide on your seat and try and pull your backside back so you don't make contact with the car. Yeah, Larsson's now very, very careful around there after him spinning it early on. I'm going to jump back to Berger. Sorry about this. But Berger's within 3/10 now of Ambrogini. So he can see it. He can see it. Berger there, just a bit twitch as he went into that corner. Ambrogini's trying to use the curb there just to keep Berger at bay. Berger taking an exceptional line through there. Ambrogini having to go the wide way because he's gone in with too much speed. Both taking the apex well. Berger taking the apex a bit better there. Should have allowed him to get the power down a little bit sooner, but Ambrogini gets the power down better. Ambrogini keeps it within track limits this time, and once again Berger tries to have a go. I'm going to go back to Larsson, because Larsson's really caught on Bailey here. He's within 1/10. In fact, he eased off there as to not collide, so he's been very, very careful, very, very respectful, which is great to see. He's always gone really wide there. We don't want to get a slide on. All be shattered after this 70 minutes of racing. I know there's a reason why I didn't do it. So from front to back, I'm going to keep this action on. Actually, Peter's 43 seconds clear at the front now of Mark Rogers. Mark Rogers is 3 seconds clear of Christopher. Christopher is 3 seconds clear of Cooper. Cooper is nearly 3 seconds clear of Gerard. Gerard is 28 seconds clear of Kamara. Ambrogini 7 seconds behind Kamara, and we can see in front of us. Sorry, further up the track we've got Berger 1 second behind Ambrogini. Bailey 16 seconds behind Berger, and Larsson is within 1 second of Bailey. Petri Vitala is 1 minute behind them. So I think Peter's going to be getting Petri if he hasn't done already. Right, I'm going to go back to the Berger battle. So he's gaining, then losing, then gain. I think he's having to ease off. Because there's sectors where he's much quicker, like here. But then there's sectors where Ambrogini seems to have the benefit of the doubt as well and seem to pull away. And there's a yellow flag. There's a yellow flag. What has happened to Mr. Gerard? Let's see what's gone on. Let's get Mr. Gerard pit bits and go to chase cam. What did he do? Has he just put too much power down? He has. Ease it off. Don't hit the wall. Oh, he's kept it out the wall. He's lost a good 10 seconds there, though. And indeed, he has lost 13 seconds in total. That's kind of paid price to his third place that I half expected him to get. That ain't going to happen now. Back to Berger. Both Berger and Larsson are 4/10 behind the guys in front. Yeah, Nikos, Ambro's having a really good race, actually, Andrew Ambrogini. A solid race. I say the leading definitely the leading and he's taking a couple of pros with him as well. Always a good sign, that. It doesn't mean he's classified incorrectly as well. No, Don, you don't, do you? Breaking into the corner with your lights flashing. Oh, yeah. I think and the Ginetta Cup, I think it was. It might have been Condron, was it? I think it was either Cooper or Condron, I think, who had an incident at the end. And when they were braking into the corner, the lights were flashing. Obviously, as a driver, you don't see it. Only they see it. Well, I thought, oh, yeah, that's painful on some corners, that, when your lights are flashing. Berger really seems to throttle it through there. Ooh, he looked like he got a twitch. I thought he was going in to see our friend Barry then. really pushing that throttle, and he changed gear sooner. It'll go quicker. He wants the engine to pop out. Wasn't you, Mark? Might have been Cooper. To be honest, it could have been Edwards. I think Edwards crashed his car twice, Nathan Edwards. So it could have been... it possibly was Edwards then. Because he'd already binned it just after he pitted. And thought, I'm not pitting again. And then he binned it again. And still didn't pit. I think Rogers got him in the end. Because he was... I think he finished 4th. Sorry, 5th. He was 3rd. Excuse me a sec, gents. Just going to have to go mute. Sorry about that. Urgent phone call I had to take. You know, these things happen. My phone was on silent, so I didn't hear it ringing, but it was... yeah, it was an urgent phone call. Yeah, it was Nathan, Mark. I thought it was. Thanks for that. Just confirming it for me. There's no battles on track anymore, so what we'll do is have a quick rundown. Peter, currently running first, time of 2:21.8. Got purple that time. You can still going green as well, but that will be green from his pit stop. Rogers 47 seconds behind, and you can see Rogers is catching up the back markers now there. Is that Vitala? It's Vitala in front of him. So Rogers is catching up Vitala now. So Peter's done Vitala, which I thought he might get. He might do Larson, not too sure. There's only 12 minutes to go, so he'd have to be 2 seconds a lap at least faster. Christopher's 3 seconds behind. Cooper's dropping back. He's now 4 seconds. So he's lost a second in the last couple of laps. Gerard, after his visit to the sand, is 14 seconds off. So I think he'll probably be settling for 5th now. Kamara's 17 seconds off. He will have damage on his car because, as we saw, he did hit the wall. And there's been an incident at the front. Oh, there was. Peter Wolfslener was coming up as a yellow. So what happened? Oh, he got a bit of a twitch. Yep, he got a bit of a twitch, but he kept it. Oh, so Peter did have a bit of a twitch. PJ, equally, I just have to wait for the replay to finish. PJ's also gone off. He's back up and running again. So Rogers, I think, has passed him. So I was up to Kamara. Kamara's 16 seconds. Ambrogini's 7 seconds behind Kamara. And as you can see, Berger has dropped back a little bit now. He's 1 second behind Ambrogini. Bailey's 19 seconds behind Berger. But this lap he is going quicker. And then 18 seconds behind Bailey, we have Larson. So I think Larson's had a bit of a visit somewhere as well, because he was putting pressure on Bailey before. I didn't see any yellow flags against him, but something's evidently happened because we can't see exactly what's going on with that there. Never muted, did or not? Okay. Well, my sound thing should have been muted. What are you picking me up on then? Interesting. It was only football, so it don't really matter. But if you did, that's right. You're joking. It's all right. I've got a cup game at the weekend, and because they've missed so many games, I've got to attend it. So I had to confirm it. That's why I wasn't too long. I was just saying, yeah, I'm going to be there. I'd say it'll buy me beer money, but as I'm not drinking beer at the moment, it won't buy me beer money. It'll just go towards buying things. No, the tug of a chain, Ollie, because I'm using my touch microphone, and I just press the button and it goes off, and that's what I did. So I was like, I must have had another microphone open, but I don't. They're all muted. Right, there's just no battles on the track at the moment. No battles at all. So Berger, let's go to Berger and go to chase cam on Berger. Just sit with Rayner for a little bit. He's the closest with somebody else. He's just gone very, very deep into that corner, though, and that means Ambrogini's going to pull away a little bit more here. But no one else is looking to pass anybody else. We've got 8 minutes to go. Christopher is making a dent, albeit a slight one, on Rogers in front of him, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Yeah, Berger looks like he's struggling with the tyres. I realised this, and I thought it might have been me, but when you've done your second pit stop, the difference between your pit stop and the end of the race, your tyres start to drop off, and you just lose all grip and side grip. So you can see he's coming into the corners, and the car's just not gripping anymore. So I don't know whether his tyre pressures have gone down and he's lost temperature or what. So PJ, there's a white flag. So PJ, oh, he's pitting his PJ. So has he got damage to his car? Possibly, or he's doing a splash and dash. So we'll see where this takes. I'm not too sure whether Berger's going to get Ambrogini, but Ambrogini's had, as Nikos said, he's had a great race. Great race. Berger sliding it into the corner before he even turned in then, and I think he realised and got off the gas. Quite quick into there. Ambrogini still manages to get that pedal down. He gained 2/10 Ambrogini then. He's really putting him under pressure. 2 seconds now. Pulling away for fun. The gap's closing with Christopher. Is he going to make Is he going to make anything within the last 7 minutes or not? See the difference between Christopher going around the corner there and Berger. Christopher seemed to go round without any slip sliding on the lateral force. Because Berger's car looked like it wanted to keep going. Really dark now, as you can see. Take the headlights out of the equation. There's nothing to see at all apart from the lights on the buildings. So from the helicab, we're probably just likely to see a couple of dots. Yeah, we're not going to see much at all. Yeah, so I think the chase cam's the best option here. We get to see more than anything. In fact, but gone back to Berger, haven't I? Berger is pulling back again now. Rogers has put his foot down. Has pulled back away from Christopher further up front. Berger is half a second up on his lap. Be interesting to see if he carries this through, or whether he loses it towards the lap, because he seemed to lose this at Stavolo, didn't he, last time? He's already lost 2/10 on it. Well, he's back up at 8/10 now. Almost a bit of a lag there. Could have been my end, that, to be honest. Because they're all extremely low pings. All the drivers are on low pings. Ambrogini and Kamara are the two highest, and they're not even registering either. There's no connectivity issues. 7/10 up. Problem is, I mean, he's gaining Ambrogini. He's gained quite a bit this lap, but Ambrogini's lap's just as good. Yeah, Don, I think I said that earlier. Putting them on the curbs, you think it's just going to slide, the front's going to go, and they're going to end up doing a spin and into the barrier. And they just keep managing to pull it off. Yeah, that was a good lap back by Rayner. Yeah, Rayner's 1.2 now. He's pulling him back in again now. Christopher's 2.3 behind Rogers. But their lap times are more or less identical. So I don't really think... If they're on the edge of adhesion, I don't think they're going to gain anything more out of this. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. And what's David Gerrard done? Oh, he's hit Barry that time. Kamara could get him here. Kamara could get him here. He's right behind him, is Kamara. Problem is with Gerard now, his tyres will be a bit mucky, and it means he's going to have more potential to slide. You can just see the way there Kamara's really taking it, and bearing in mind Kamara's got a damaged car. Mind you, Gerard's got a damaged car now as well, so they're probably even Steven. He's a good driver, Andrew Nikos. He went a race with him in a previous season. He was up there. And then I think he missed a bit of racing, and I think he just lost a bit of time. But it looks like he's starting to get his time back. You see Kamara then backed off. Kamara's carrying so much more speed than Gerard. Gerard's going to have to take the decisive inside line here. Got 2 minutes to go. Gerard could be going down into 6th place here and giving Kamara 5th place. Oh, Kamara then nearly put too much power down early. Nearly spun it. I think you can hear a bit of the game through my microphone. My apologies for that. I just turned it down a bit, so hopefully that's you can't hear the game through my microphone anymore. The sound level should still be the same. It is Ambro, yes, Nikos. His full name's Ambrogini. So yes, you know exactly what I'm on about now. No, he ain't right. The thing is, Don, this is why the ratings is difficult, because when you first saw him, when he first joined back over here, he was nowhere. And obviously 12 months out of racing is quite a long time really, or whatever time period it was. And when you see he's so far back, you think, well, he's relatively new. And to be honest, a few races I've seen him in, he's still struggled. I will say, if you keep the car on track here, you will always look good. So I don't think this is about pace. This isn't about speed. This is about consistency. And what he's done, as Nikos said, is he's kept the car consistent and limited his mistakes. And he's got to where he has because of that. Not because of his speed. I've always said consistency will beat speed every time. Yeah, Nikos, even though he's Italian, he is actually American. If you know what I mean. His birthplace is Italian, he's registered as Italian, but he is actually, if you ever hear him, he does speak, he is an American. Kamara's really pushing here. We're going to be into last lap territory in a minute. And there's a yellow flag. Oh, there's a yellow flag. And Mr. Christopher has succumbed. Now, luckily, he was too far ahead of Cooper for Cooper to capitalise. Ooh, Christopher doesn't know where to put his car. He hasn't hit the wall, though. Right, so back to Gerard. Pit bits. And there's a bit of a... What's going on here? Kamara's got him, has he? This is going to be bum twitching. He's going to have to let him go. He's definitely got the racing line. Pit bits is going rather wide there. That's a track cut, if ever I've seen one. Is that his last lap gimme, you reckon? Kamara's defending the inside line there. He's not giving that position up. Now he's just done it. So I did think Gerard would get caught by Kamara, and I think that was probably half expected. Gerard's not going to give up though. Wow, that was quick. Peters finished the race, and Berger has passed Ambrogini, believe it or not, on the last lap, but he's gone wide. And, whoa, what's going on there? Oh, Ambrogini got a bit sideways trying to avoid Berger. Let's go back. So Wolfie did win. Rogers is coming over the line second. My apologies for not showing him win. Sorry, Nikos. I was concentrating on the action. There's Rogers, second place. Yeah, I think, you know what, Mark, I'm going to agree with you there. I think Ambro, his consistency has got him where he's got him today. I think that was a great race by Ambro there. Still got Gerard to come over. Gerard's got Kamara. What did I miss? Kamara's gone wide. This is a replay, by the way. They are finishing. I don't know if Gerard's got him there or not. I can't tell from the signs. But I've got a feeling. Oh, Kamara's gone very wide there. I think that's Gerard in front. And the last person to finish is Mr. Bailey. Give it good old cheek cam. There we go. How Mr. Bailey races. The same as me. But yeah, Andrew Ambrogini is driver of the day. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget, if you haven't done, like. And if you haven't done, subscribed. Thank God it's all over, Goran says. And I appreciate you you're joining me. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a good evening. And take care.